What is up, everybody? It's your boy James Eeks, and we are back today with Alca. Alca was popping.
Yo.
And we are back for the Team Build episode 7. And I just want to apologize real quick, guys, that I'm sorry we couldn't get the episode out for last Friday, 3 days ago. But our schedules didn't line up. We just couldn't get it to work out. But we're back. And honestly, it's been a bit since we recorded. I'd say about a week. So we've actually had a lot of time, us Pokemon addicts here, to keep playing with the team and kind of figuring stuff out ourselves. So, of course, we want to keep you guys in the loop of our findings and what we found and the kind of changes and problems that we found. So that's what we're going to be doing this episode. This episode's going to be we're going to be in the lab again, and we're going to be discussing the big problems that we've been finding with the Gyarados Raichu core that we were using before. And, we want to flesh it out. We really do want to get the best Gyarados Raichu team we can, and if that means we gotta scrap our previous ideas, then so be it. But that's the point of the series, is you guys can see how we get from point A to point B, no matter what we have to do. So Alca, how about you start first? So the team we left off on was Gyarados, Raichu, Duraludon, Hitmontop, Whimsicott, and Tyranitar. This was our latest iteration of the team that you guys have seen. So, I honestly, there are a bit of issues with this team, but Alca, how about you let us know first?
Yeah, I mean, I've used it, you've used it, and we both found it to be like, I mean, it's not a terrible team or anything, but there's definitely issues. Like, there's 3 Pokemon that doesn't deal a lot of damage. Raichu, Hitmontop, Whimsicott. Like, the team at times lack damage and the coverage it needs to defeat several threats, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like one of the main things. Like, there's a lot of matchups you just don't do well in because you lack certain tools and moves for those matchups, I would say. Trick Room and stuff like that. And that's like my primary concerns about this team.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a big problem, is where we need Raichu for that electric type, we need Hitmontop for that Intimidate. And then it's like, okay, well, you've only got 2 damage dealers left on the whole team, and then, like, you don't have Tailwind from Whimsicott. Or sometimes you want that Tailwind from Whimsicott, and you need that Intimidate, but then you don't have the Lightning Rod, and it's like we are almost putting, like, too many eggs in the Gyarados basket, that we kind of need Gyarados to... Of course, we want Gyarados to shine, but we almost put, like, too much focus on just Gyarados. And we need the other members of the team to put in just as much work. And, there's going to be games where we can't bring Gyarados, so we need, like, the other mons to do well as well. So I think we kind of were a little too hard focused on setting up Gyarados, because this team is like Raichu Lightning Rod, Hitmontop Intimidate, Fake Out, Whimsicott Tailwind. We had Tickle. I changed it to Taunt. I played in a little weekly tournament last week on stream on Thursday. And I wanted Taunt because the Trick Room... Just stopping Trick Room is just a nightmare. But, so too many support Pokemon. That's what we can kind of say in short for this member of the team. And then that goes into, we had too little damage. And especially because Gyarados wasn't Dragon Dance, or it wasn't able to, like, set up. It's like, if the opponent predicts well, if they kind of stall out your Dynamax turns, like, Gyarados is kind of just left not in a super strong position.
Yeah, no, because we really rely on Dynamax to set up our Gyarados to be even that threatening, and it's really annoying because suddenly our Dynamax is over and we haven't really got what we need from it, and we're kind of screwed from that point, which is super annoying.
Yeah.
Like, so I think there's some changes need to be done in Indeedee or Dragon Dance. Like, really, I think it's something to really consider.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of going to go over today in this video, me and Alca, is we were both kind of thinking that DD, Dragon Dance, Gyarados might be the way to go. The reason why is, like, Dragon Dance is kind of what makes Gyarados iconic, first of all, is, like, he's always known as, like, when you see that Gyarados on their team, you almost always think it's, like, it's a setup team with Dragon Dance. And for good reason, because Gyarados is an amazing user of Dragon Dance. And for the whole reason we just kind of talked about, where we were talking about, we rely on Dynamax to set up our Gyarados. We rely on getting that quick KO with the Moxie and the Airstream, and then we effectively get a Dragon Dance. And it can be amazing when that happens, but we can't rely on that all the time. But I mean, we can more safely rely on, we can just click Dragon Dance. We don't have to predict them to, like, switch out or protect. That way we can get Gyarados going without having to, like, forcefully pick up a KO. And we won't even rely on Dynamax and Gyarados that much. Like, if Gyarados gets up, like, 2 Dragon Dances, like, he's already a big threat, and then maybe even something
Yeah.
else on the team could Dynamax, and then we've got like 2 massive threats instead of just all the eggs in the Gyarados basket. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, maybe these Pokemon could work with a Dragonance, you know, but we definitely kind of wanted to follow me. We wanted, especially because if we're going Dragonance Gyarados, we probably want to be bulkier, and we probably don't want to be this max speed. I changed this Gyarados for that tournament to be max speed, because Venusaur, when you're max speed, you outspeed Venusaur by 1 point, and Venusaur was just a monster. Like, I hate getting sleep powdered. It's really hard, especially when we rely on Dynamax. Or my Dynamax would get put to sleep. So, but with this, you know, we definitely want some kind of follow me support for Gyarados. And so Alca actually was cooking up a Dragonance team here, which I will show you guys now. So he's going with the Sash Raichu, and then Gyarados is a bulky Dragonance set. Still has Moxie.
Yeah.
Dragonance and 3 attacks. It's really, really hard to forego one of the attacks for Protect on Dragonance, just because Power Whip is so instrumental to beating Rotom Wash and Gastrodon, of course. And then, Alka, how about you actually tell me about the team? I'll click around, so you can go with Tyranitar.
Yeah. No, I think this team is like, it still has 3 support mons, which is like, at times, even with this team, is annoying. But I still think it's because like one of the things I did was switch out Hippotop for Arcanine, because I as you know, I really like Hippotop for this team, and I still think it's good. But like you pointed out in this private messages, you said it can be a bit similar to Raichu, and sometimes it can't really like provide enough pressure and value on its own, which I think is true for sure. And I think Arcanine like helps a bit with that. You can those fast Snarls, fast Will-O-Wisps, and generally more scary and more tempo-oriented threat than Hitmontop for sure. So I thought, yeah, let's try Arcanine with the Shardy Berry for help with the Rock matchup as well. So yeah, that's something I tried as well. And yeah, like you said, the Gyarados with Dragon Dance was obviously very like different for this team, and I also put Indeedee in for that reason, to get the follow me support, and also with the safety goggles to prevent the sleep pattern and all that jazz. So yeah, it has worked pretty well. There's still room for improvement for sure. That's that's like the main changes.
Yeah. So some big like green lights I really like about this team is I've actually got a notepad. I think I'll keep it close, but I was making a team on stream yesterday. I was just trying to counter a lot of the common meta stuff, and safety goggles Indeedee really makes that Charizard matchup like very, very good for the Indeedee player. Because sorry, I mean Charizard and Venusaur, just because like
Sudden matchup.
Yeah, it's just like that matchup as a whole. Like, you follow me, the hits away, Sleep Powder is useless, and then of course Indeedee by itself, like there's so much fake out going around that Psychic Terrain is great. And of course you might see, you know, Raichu and Indeedee having like a little bit of, you know, negative synergy there, but like they're not gonna be brought together like
they're
every
really
game
not, a lot of the time. So
yeah,
and I mean, yeah, I think it can of course be annoying like at times, but I think it's most of the time it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and I also think Raichu isn't like it's not just Fake Out's not the best, most amazing thing about it. It's like Lightning Rod he's doing something immediately, and then with Fast Nuzzle is just amazing too. So it's
Nuzzle
like
is amazing,
so
True.
like even if he wasn't able to use Fake Out, he's still got, you know, Fast Nuzzle and the Lightning Rod pressure. And then Alka actually threw on Grass Knot onto this Raichu, which I think is pretty cool because Rhyperior is like a really, really shitty matchup, and it makes Raichu actually be able to do something against it. I mean, you're Focus Sash, so I mean, even if it's under Trick Room, you take the hit and then you hit back with a Grass Knot.
A bit more offensive pressure as well. I did max special attack on it just because, like we spoke about earlier, I didn't think this team had enough damage and just wanted to get as much damage where we could. And I mean, we could have bulk Raichu, but with Sash, I mean, it's not going to matter that much most of the time anyways. And I think like getting the damage is more valuable and making Raichu like an actual, at least somewhat of a threat with the big Thunderbolts and Grass Knot and stuff. So it has like been, definitely a bit more useful and threatening than with no investment in special attack.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I mean, like you just said, when we have Sash, we're allowed to just like throw it all into special attack, and then we had the problem with our previous team was like we had too much support and not enough damage. So I mean, Raichu's not gonna be like a fucking carry sweeper here, but like this is gonna help him.
It's gonna help.
It's gonna help him put in more work for sure. And then so some of the teams me and Alca were kind of creating, over the last couple days, we were kind of going with Gyarados, Tyranitar, Excadrill, and Arcanine, like all this kind of stuff. Because Tyranitar and Gyarados work really well together, the typing and stuff. But we noticed that the team was like really, really physically oriented. And like even this team, it kind of looks like it's pretty physically oriented at first, Arcanine, Tyranitar, and Gyarados. But so me and Alca actually kind of thought of maybe trying to run a mixed Tyranitar. So Alca, tell us about this Tyranitar and tell me if you think it's been working out pretty well.
Yeah, no, it's a cool set for sure. I mean, it's very different than your average Tyranitar set. It's actually James Castor's set from the Oceania Internationals. He gave it to me. Very nice of him.
Good shit, James. Shout out.
Yeah. It's like you said, it doesn't really mind being intimidated because you have good special coverage as well. I mean, and you have max speed. I don't know like the specific reasons he ran max speed, but it has been really nice to like outspeed most Togekises, outspeed just a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally. So it's been really cool, and it has been a really fun set with I would say potential. It's also nice to use your max move for something useful, your max darkness.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, the thing about Tyranitar is its max moves, the stab max moves doesn't really do anything for it. Like, because you already set up stand with just being on the field, and your the special defense drops usually doesn't matter. At least for Tyranitar, doesn't matter. So it's nice to have like being able to actually gain something from your max moves. So it's been really like cool. I don't know if it's necessarily better than just the classic all physical Tyranitar, but I think it's like interesting and it catches the opponents off guard.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we originally wanted to try Tyranitar because one of the little iterations we were talking about in DMs was like very physically oriented. So this team is actually not as physically oriented as our past ones. So if we find this set to be a little bit weird, we can definitely go back to physical and it won't hurt the team at all. Yeah. But we definitely did like the idea of max darkness, lowering special defense, and then Tyranitar just keeps hitting harder and harder and harder because you're lowering their special defense. And just being that much less weak to intimidate is really cool. And but yeah, I don't know all the details of James's spread.
Yeah, no, me neither. He just gave it a set. I don't know like the specific counts and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's there for something. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine being max speed with T-Tar, it might seem kind of weird here because Tyranitar being really fast is usually it's for a lot of things, but one of the great benefits is knowing that you outspeed an opposing T-Tar and you can like kill it with superpower or something. But this Tyranitar doesn't even have a good way to hit opposing Tyranitars.
No,
so
like that the original set had Earth Power, which
okay.
Now that I see this one has Fire Blast, but I ran. That's actually a wrong set I sent you because I actually ran Earth Power as well.
Okay.
But
let's change it.
This one has Fire Blast, so you can just change that actually. So you have like a way. I mean, it's not gonna do a lot of damage to Tyranitar anyways, because of the Sandstorm and all that stuff. So
cool. Yeah, Earth Power, gives us something to hit an opposing Tyranitar with. And then the reason why we had Fire Blast was because the iteration we were running, it was like, I think it had Braviary, it had like Excadrill, and it was really like, man, if we run into a Ferrothorn, like we're totally fucked. So Earth Power is definitely a little better on paper, I'd say. But what I wanted to kind of throw out was max speed Tyranitar. While our rock slides are not going to be hitting very hard compared to just a normal physical Tyranitar, being that fast flinch chance is absolutely amazing. I mean,
it's really cool. And
we got to live and die by the rock slide,
I said it the past to you. I think like base 60 speeds is really nice, like just max speed base 60.
Yeah.
Because you outspeed like a big majority of the meta game, and also Tyranitar having such good stats and like defenses and attacking and all that stuff is just a really. It becomes like pretty fast and really bulky and strong mon all at the same time. It catches people off guard and the whole. It's interesting. Not sure if it's better than like the classic set, but that's been pretty good for me.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this out. I haven't played too much with it. The other thing that I really like about this Tyranitar is we were talking about dropping those special defense stats with the max darkness, and so since it's so fast, it's gonna be faster than our own Duraludon. So and since our Duraludon is Assault Vest, you usually feel a little more comfortable not Dynamaxing an Assault Vest Duraludon, because it's like sometimes you have to Dynamax Duraludon just to keep it alive, but Assault Vest can kind of fend for itself a little bit more. So, like, having Tyranitar and Duraludon on the field at the same time, Tyranitar goes first, lower special defense, and then Duraludon hits, and that's, like, effectively a choice specs Duraludon, right, if they're at -1 special defense. So it's like they actually have really strong synergy there, too. And, like, leading Tyranitar and Duraludon into, like, a Trick Room lead is, like, really monstrous.
Do that a lot. That's, like, my main, like, my usual lead against Trick Room is the Duraludon and T-Tar.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's say they go with Indeedee Dusclops, and it's like you get that Big Max Darkness off, you drop it, and then you switch out Dusclops, and then, like, you've already lowered, you know, one of their special defense, the Trick Room has been stopped, Tyranitar is pressuring another special defense drop, and then Duraludon attacking right after, so it's actually really good. It's not going to stop every Trick Room strategy ever, but a lot of people are not really playing around Dragon Tail as of late, so it's actually really good.
Yeah, no.
Alright, and next, guys, we definitely want to highlight our really bulky Citrus Berry Gyarados. So on the last team, we were using a really offensive Life Orb one, trying to get those KOs really fast. But with the support of Raichu, with the support of Arcanine and Indeedee, which are all more offensive supporters, I would argue, than Hitmontop, Whimsicott, and our previous Raichu. So the damage is a little bit higher, but this Gyarados is actually really, really bulky. And so, Alca, how about you tell us about this set and why you think it works really well?
Yeah, this set is, like you said, really bulky, and like you can see, there's not much investment in either attack or speed, but it definitely relies on getting up either a kill with max airstream or more preferably a Dragon Dance. Like, given its bulk and the Citrus Berry and stuff, it's really easy to get up a Dragon Dance and, like, begin to sweep, and especially with support from Indeedee and Raichu and Arcanine, like you said. So it's really, and once you get that Dragon Dance up, it outspeeds base 100s, and it's really, really strong, and you can OHKO, like, a lot of stuff. So I've done a lot of calcs with it, and it's been really good for me.
Cool. And yeah, things that I see when I look at this spread is it's over 107 speed, which means at +2 speed, you'll be faster than Dragapult, which is definitely nice, because, you know, that's like the fastest naked Pokemon in the format, you know, not including like Swift Swim and Choice Scarfs and stuff. So that's always nice to have. And then the bulk with the Citrus Berry, it just, like, really ensures that Gyarados can probably get up at least one Dragon Dance and be able to hit the next turn, or maybe even two, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Gyarados is, like, a pretty naturally bulky mon, and with this investment, it gets really bulky, and you can survive a lot of stuff, and especially when you're Dynamax, you can survive a ton of stuff. And yeah, I think it's been really good for me. Just being able to secure those Dragon Dances, secure those, like, the longevity on your Gyarados and more sustainability, I would say. Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, even if we, you know, have Gyarados in the back and we can get into positions to pick up that easy KO, like, sometimes we won't even have to go with Dragon Dance. You know, we might be able to chip that low HP thing with a max airstream, and there's a Moxie boost and there's a +1. So I mean, this Gyarados functions not insanely differently than our previous one, in the form of being able to pick up those quick Moxie boost kills, but it's just, it has that other option. You know, the other one didn't really have options. It was like, I have to get a kill.
You obviously lose some offensive power right off the gate with this set, but yeah, you're not running a lot of speed or attack, but I think it's worth it, and you want to get in the return. So yeah, I would say, like, all around it's a bit more balanced, and, like, you can more self-sustainable and, like, easier to actually get use of, even outside of Dynamax and the previous sets.
So, guys, we've kind of gone into detail about a lot of these team members. This is going to be the team we're going to be playing with next episode, and we're going to be, you know, trying to figure out some weaknesses with this. But I guess we'll just do a quick little highlight of the guys we didn't talk about too much. And we've got Arcanine here, and we're holding a Chardyberry. So previous iterations of the team, and this one included, are, like, when you look at them just based off of typing, the combination of ground and rock is always going to be an issue. Because, I mean, Gyarados and Raichu alone are weak to ground and rock. But then Tyranitar is weak to ground, Arcanine, Duraludon. So it's like, we definitely need to be prepared to deal with those type combinations. And Chardyberry definitely helps with that a lot. And then, pretty standard moveset of Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, and Protect. And then we actually have Heat Wave as the one attack. You know, some people run Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, Burn Up even. But Heat Wave's pretty cool. It's spread, and, you know, if we feel a different attack is necessary, it's very, very easy to interchange that on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like, the reason I didn't go for Flare Blitz was because of just getting some special coverage is nice, and not relying too much on not being intimidated. Just some, it's not really no more thought than that went into it. But it's also nice because we don't run the pinch berry, so I don't like. I normally prefer running Flare Blitz with pinch berry because then you can like activate the pinch berry and stuff.
Yeah,
Now that we're not even running pinch berry, I just thought he would be better.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too. The only thing that I think I want to keep tabs on of this set is the attack, but also the Chardy Berry. I think maybe like Shuka Berry could be better just because we have a hard ground weakness, but we'll definitely pay attention to that, and we'll see which one we like more.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot, like what berry do I want in a way, but I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of times you get attacked with rock moves instead of ground moves. This is just my personal experience. I mean,
yeah, we'll keep tabs on it. We'll see how often it happens and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the guy or the girl, the last girl on the team is female Indeedee, and so this is a very standard set. It's like max HP, max defense, you know, so it's as bulky, kind of on both sides.
Optimized.
Yeah, probably it could be a little bit optimized, but we'll look into that. But the moveset, I think Protect is really strong on Indeedee. Indeedee has so many different moves it can run, so it's kind of hard to decide. But I think Protect is really cool because like you keep yourself alive for that extra turn, and then that's one more follow me, that's one more helping hand, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I really enjoy their Protect because people just go, like kind of lazy with their targeting and just target Indeedee just even though they expect follow me. So it's kind of nice just to have the Protect because you always expect being targeted with Indeedee.
Yeah, so, I agree. Some people just like they're not willing to risk like that Pokemon protecting and Indeedee like psychicking or reflecting or something, and they just attack Indeedee.
Yeah.
And then the other moves are pretty standard. I mean, I'd say Psychic and Follow Me should probably be on every Indeedee set almost.
Yeah.
And then, Helping Hand. I think Helping Hand is amazing. We kind of went over it. We had that on Hitmontop on our last team. And just being able to boost the damage of Gyarados or even Tyranitar or Ludon is just really, really nice. I think these are the best 4 moves we could run on Indeedee. I don't really see us changing these, but just wanted to talk about them. And I think it's a very solid Indeedee set. Well, alrighty, guys. I think that will do it for this episode. We definitely wanted to get our ideas out on paper. You know, the team had been evolving. We had been running into a lot of problems. You know, like we said, too much support, the Trick Room. And then one Pokemon that I was really annoyed about was Colossal. But I think when you bring Indeedee, it makes it that much easier. Because Indeedee can just follow me turn 1. And then you don't have to guess. You don't have to play a guessing game about who Colossal's going to attack. Like, Gyarados can just come right out and, like, hit him right with the water move, or if he switches to Gastrodon, you know, that means he doesn't have a weakness policy boost. And so I think this team is going to have better matchups against Trick Room and Colossal and stuff like that. So, but we're going to keep tabs on everything. We're going to be playing battles next stream, not next stream, but next video. And so guys, we are glad to be back. Sorry about the little delay, but we are back on track. So Alca, you want to say bye to the peeps?
Goodbye, peeps.
Alrighty, peeps. So, guys, we will be back on Wednesday with the next episode, and we're going to be playing some more battles with this team. So, guys, I will talk to you later, and thanks for watching.